Right from the beginning of creation, the world appeared with its pristine beauty and full of life. In the midst of that splendid natural landscape, God created a magnificent garden called Eden, where everything was full of life. Flowers blooming brightly, fruits sweet, birds singing loudly. In that paradise, Adam and Eve, the first two humans, were created to live in absolute happiness and peace. Their lives were a series of carefree days, free to explore, play with animals, and immerse themselves in the protection of the Creator. Eden was not only a shelter, but also a symbol of original purity, where people lived in harmony with nature, not yet entangled by questions of good and evil, right and wrong. This was the first golden age of humanity, where innocence and absolute trust were still intact. Although Eden was a complete paradise, there was still one law: do not eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This is not only a challenge, but also a symbol of the limits that humans should not cross. However, the natural curiosity of humanity begins to take shape. The peace is disturbed when the snake, a symbol of temptation and intrigue, appears. It whispers to Eve, planting a dangerous idea in her mind. If they eat the forbidden fruit, they will become as wise as God. The beautiful, attractive fruit seems to contain not only sweetness, but also the key to open the door of knowledge. At that moment, the desire to explore and the desire to become like God overcomes faith and obedience. The actions of Eve and then Adam are the first major turning point in human history, the choice of disobedience because of faith in knowledge beyond limits. As soon as the forbidden fruit is placed on the lips, the world is no longer the same. Adam and Eve feel fear and shame for the first time, emotions that have never existed in Eden. Their eyes opened to a new reality, where innocence was lost, and their view of themselves became more complex. Disobedience created the first gap between man and God, between sin and purity. When God learned that they had broken the commandment, he was not angry like a king betrayed, but sad like a father hurt by his beloved children. The expulsion from the Garden of Eden was not just a punishment, but also the inevitable result of the loss of innocence. The closing of the gates of Eden marked the end of an era of purity, opening the arduous journey of mankind, where every decision carried its own consequences. Leaving Eden, Adam and Eve faced a completely strange, wild, and harsh world. They were no longer protected, no more ready to pick fruit or shady trees. Every life skill, from farming, building houses to finding water, had to be relearned from scratch. Life was no longer a gift, but a reward for the brave and persistent. Pain, hunger, fatigue, and even death all appeared one by one, as part of the harsh symphony called life. The world outside Eden was not a curse, but the first school for humans to learn responsibility and survival. This was the stage where Adam and Eve gradually realized that knowledge did not come with ease, but with the burden of choice, something that would follow humanity for all eternity. In adversity, Adam and Eve did not collapse. They rose from the ashes of loss, building a new life from scratch. They became the parents of the first children, laying the foundation for all of humanity. Each generation born is a testament to the ability of humans to survive, recover, and teach. Life is difficult but also full of happy moments. When the harvest is bountiful, when children laugh and play, or when an old couple tells stories by the fire. Joy and sadness intertwine, creating a colorful picture of human life. It is through suffering that they discover their inner strength, perseverance, tolerance, and especially the ability to learn from mistakes. From a wrong action in the past, Adam and Eve led their descendants to understand the value of the right choice and to live responsibly with their consequences. Even though they left Eden, Adam and Eve did not let that memory be forgotten. They told their children and grandchildren about that magical garden, about the innocence of the beginning and the price of uncontrolled curiosity. Those stories are not just memories, but profound reminders of morality, of freedom and responsibility. Eden, though no longer physically present, lives on in memory, in the lessons that humanity carries from generation to generation. Their stories are not to judge but to understand, that humans always have the power to choose, and it is those choices that shape destiny. From the pain of loss, they pass on hope, faith, and maturity. Adam and Eve, in their journey from paradise to earth, are not just characters in a legend, but symbols of ourselves, imperfect human beings, but always capable of learning, loving, and changing.